Hey guys, what's up? It's Wolf here one and only, and welcome back to another Dragon Blade Spotlight. Today we're going to be going over Bloodwind, since Bloodwind didn't have his first impact when I went over his Exalted video. So yeah, we're going between some of the older ones that didn't have their first impacts. They aren't going to be like too different, they're just going to be like buffed from damage for some of the first impacts. They aren't going to like have too much of a mechanic change or anything. Some of them. But with that out of the way, let's get started. He specializes in Hydra. He is a physical DPS archer. He also does AoE damage on his normals, and they have a chance of lowering defense. The first skill is an AoE, defense down, stun, and does times 20 damage to bosses. The second skill is an AoE with a tier 2 AoE damage buff to self and a tier 2 bleed, along with an 18 times additional damage to bosses. The third skill is a self buff for attack speed, attack, and a tier 2 party buff for dex, additional boss damage, and he evades all attacks and gains 5 hatred. Hatred increases damage per hatred, as seen down here. Passive 1. When taking damage, he self-buffs himself for additional boss damage, range damage, gains hatred, and gains a tier 2 archer buff for AoE and ranged attacks. Passive 2. Self-buff for dex, attack, physical attack, AoE attack, party buff for dex, AoE, attack speed, physical attack, and additional boss damage. Archer buff for dex, ranged, AoE attack, enemy debuff for range damage increase, normal damage increase, and times 20 damage to bosses. Alright, so passive 3 is a Hydra passive, which everything here is going to Hydra. Party buff for dex, physical attack, AoE, additional boss damage. Hydra archer buff for dex. Hydra debuff for increasing physical damage taken. Bloodwind, when using a skill, gains a tier 2 party buff for dex and physical. His skill 1 and skill 2 now does 30 times additional damage and 20 times additional damage when attacking. Alright, so that has been Bloodwind. So let's go over here. You guys can see what all this increases. Increases his physical and ranged and additional boss damage to Hydra. Alright, let's get into his skills. So here are the skills for First Impact Bloodwind. Alright, that is everything for Bloodwind. I had to go over this video a second time because my mic kind of shit itself, so yeah, that's but yeah, this is Bloodwind. He is definitely good for bosses, for any boss really, other than just Hydra, since he has this additional damage on bosses stuff he has going on. But he mostly specializes in Hydra, so he's good at boss killer altogether, but he's just stronger in Hydra. And if you're doing like a full-on, archer party, he could be really good to bring. Or like really good archers, like, where is she? Like Violet. Violet's a good one to bring into that party because she does a lot of damage. There is also... Oh, not Christopher. There's another one. Can't remember what faction she's part of. I think she's one of the elves, yeah. This is also another one you can bring in that party too. There's just a whole bunch of archers you can actually team up with Bloodwind if you want to. A full archer DPS team, depending on like what the boss is weak to. If it's weak to physical, yeah, a full-on like DPS archer team could be good, unless you want to do like a rogue mixture. That's up to you. They are gonna die pretty quickly if you don't have like a good healer or a good tank or something like that. But it's up to you. With that said, hope you guys enjoyed. Until then, peace out.